Hi, today we're at Second Chances Farm with Ajit George, the founder of Second Chances Farm. And Ajit, why don't you tell everybody what Second Chances Farm is, what your mission is?
Thanks for having me on your show. Well, what Second Chances Farm, we have two missions. One is to grow food indoors, vertically, 365 days a year in urban areas like Wilmington, Delaware. That's one of our missions. The other mission, which is just as important, is we hire almost exclusively people who are formerly incarcerated that we call returning citizens and give them an entrepreneurial track. And we combine these two so that we have a sustainable business enterprise. So we are a for-profit solution to a nonprofit problem.
Excellent. Well, so two different things going on. There's the chicken and the egg. Which came first? The indoor growing concept or getting people back to work?
I came this through as a capitalistic purpose. I'm a capitalist, and what I wanted to do was to figure out how can we reduce the recidivism rate. In this country, we have 2,300,000 people in prison. Only 10% are lifetimers, 90% will come out. This tragedy is, it doesn't matter which part of the country, between 60 and 70% of the people coming out of prison go back to prison in 3 years,
right.
Which is the recidivism rate. In Delaware, we spent $56,000 to keep somebody in prison. So it seemed to me as a capitalist, this was a misuse of capital. So I was trying to find a solution that was sustainable, that could address the issues of returning citizens and give them a new path, given the fact that they have a scarlet letter behind them.
Excellent. And tell me some of the successes so far with some of your returning citizens.
We're thrilled that cohort, and we have had multiple cohorts. Some of our members of our cohort have moved multiple levels, and one of them is now one of our most senior ranking person in Second Chances Farm. So, and he's the assistant general manager. Many of our returning citizens have taken leadership positions, and now they are on a 52-week track to be entrepreneurs in residence, after which we hope to send them to other farms that we are going to start, like in Philadelphia, Chicago, and Las Vegas.
Oh, excellent. Well, so tell me about that. So Philadelphia
is the one we have signed an agreement, is
Right.
in North Philadelphia, to open up a very large farm. And we want to plant in those farms 5, let's say, of our folks that have been well trained in our techniques over a 12-month period. They get to go to Philadelphia and they become, if you may, the leadership team. They're seeding it. They become the trainers. They will know how to grow. They'll know our system. They'll recruit people from a local area, and then they come back and they'll use us for any backup. We'll support them in purchasing and other kinds of stuff. So in each community, we hope to plant folks who have been trained in our system to go and start Second Chances Farm in those communities.
Right. Now, so those people that will go to Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, those will be returning citizens.
Always will be returning citizens. So what is...
And they will be recruiting
returning citizens. So it's the Train the Trainer program. Our model is meant to grow organically and locally, but we are planting each community with people who have experience here working with us and who we have confidence have shown over a 12-month period great leadership skills.
Great. And so in this facility, how many people have you hired so far?
So I believe we have right now over 20 returning citizens working full-time. We have a total, I think, of 30 people here out there, because we have some people like me who are not returning citizens in the leadership team. Our goal is by March or April of next year is to have 30 returning citizens here full-time working.
Full-time. But now, how about right now you've got a fairly small footprint of the actual farm running. How about when you expand it out?
So when we get to the full farm is on the other side of this building, we will have 30 full-time returning citizens on it. And then on this side of the farm, which will be Farm 3, there will be 30 returning citizens.
Okay.
Our goal in Farm 1, which is our original farm, is to use this as a training facility for other farms, and so that it's continuously bringing people, because people show promise, they come in, sometimes they don't work out for many reasons,
Sure.
But our goal is to have a cadre of people continuously coming in that we can fill any holes we have.
Excellent. Why Philadelphia, geographically makes a lot of sense. But why Chicago and Las Vegas?
Chicago was an accident. We had somebody who has a small indoor vertical farm that they've run for the last 4 years in Philadelphia, and I'm in Chicago. And they heard about us at an Opportunity Zone conference in Chicago, where the keynote speaker talked about our model of being in an Opportunity Zone business and Opportunity Zone. They contacted us because they wanted to expand. They loved our model, they loved the name, they loved what we are doing at a scale. So what they want to do is merge into Second Chances Farm Chicago. So we're working on the final details of expanding that to a 40 to 60,000 square foot building. They right now have a very small 4,000 square feet and want to do it at scale. And they believe that our model makes sense. And in Las Vegas, we were invited by the folks from the White House and to go out and meet the mayor and some large real estate developers on it, and to work at creating something in the Opportunity Zone. I got to talk to the mayor. Las Vegas invited us to come and set up in an Opportunity Zone. So in both Philadelphia, Chicago, and Las Vegas, our model is somebody else will build the farm out. We will go in with our team, set it up, and run the farm with our expertise.
Great. So you mentioned Opportunity Zone. This building is in the Opportunity Zone. Tell me the importance of the fact that it is in an Opportunity Zone to the fact that you are here.
So we picked this building because it was an Opportunity Zone, because it said that this was a community of need. And this clearly, as you know, is one of the communities most people in Wilmington do not know even exists.
Sure.
And so it is a place where people have never come. So we wanted to be sort of a voice of hope in the community, and we wanted them to make sure we didn't give up. And by being here, we have given life to an old building, breathed life into a new building, if you may. And we also are essentially offering hope. Hope is a commodity. It doesn't have a dollar figure, but it provides employment opportunity. It said that we care. So Opportunity Zones gives us an opportunity to show we care. It has obviously some tax advantages for people who are investing. And more importantly, it sends a message to the broader community that these are forgotten areas that should not be forgotten.
Great. So my understanding is part of the indoor farming, obviously you're growing food locally, which is great for the carbon footprint, but why is it the fact that you're growing 365 degrees or 365 days a year, why is that important in terms of carbon footprint?
So most of our food, we don't realize, comes from long distances. California, Arizona, Mexico, Costa Rica, and other places, which means food has to be transported.
Sure.
During the period of transportation, the food doesn't improve. It's stabilized with some kind of chemical, so it doesn't improve in nutrients. By having food grown locally, you save on transportation costs, you save the carbon footprint on the transportation, but most importantly, you get incredibly fresh, locally grown food. So we should be able to get our food in 24 to 48 hours on the table, or into the grocery store, or wherever people buy. And the other part is it tastes so much better because we don't use any pesticide or chemicals. And so because we're indoor 365 days, we can control the environment. And Second Chances Farm is what is called controlled environment agriculture. That's the scientific. We control the light, we control the water, we control the temperature, we control every aspect of the farm.
Wilmington, you're gonna have Philadelphia, you're gonna have Chicago, Las Vegas. Tell me how if there's a plan to roll out nationally, how does that happen?
Well, we had really no plans to know. Every one of those people contacted us, so we have gotten all this national press.
Right.
So our goal is whoever wants to come, as people come in, we say, if you're willing to partner with us and help build the farm up and raise the capital, because people locally can raise capital better than us going to Las Vegas, for example, and trying to raise capital. We also don't want to fight the political issues of being an outsider coming in. So if somebody can get the approvals, work through the system, what we can bring is the expertise of creating a state-of-the-art, very smart, technology smart vertical farming, and deal with the social problem, which is addressing returning citizens, because every community has returning citizens that struggle with it. So we are solving the problem of returning citizens And people don't need to learn anything about indoor vertical farming. They just have to provide us with the structure for us to go in and set up.
Right. So if we were here 3 years from now, looking back on today, what would have to happen to make you happy, both personally and with the organization?
I would have said if we have 3 farms established nationally in addition to this farm that's functioning, I would be thrilled at scale. Scale is, this building is a 47,500 square foot building. So everything we're looking at is in that range or up to 100,000 square foot. It's at scale. And that the returning citizens, the number of returning citizens working with us, most of them have stayed with us long enough and did not go back into prison, and they have a livable wage, and so we have given them, and plus we're giving them an opportunity for equity. Our goal ultimately is at the end of 10 years.
Tell me that again. Equity?
Equity. So at the end of what we do is at the end of 10 years, which is the life cycle of an opportunity zone, what we say to the returning citizens is if you stay with us for 10 years and work in that farm, so every farm will be different, we'll give you a 10% of the equity of that farm, all right? Because the initial...
To the pool of employees.
In that farm. And the reason for that is the initial investors in Opportunity Zone will probably want to exit at the end of 10 years. Right. And if somebody doesn't come out and buy us at that point as a group, which is possible, what the other backup option, which is the more realistic option, is we'll set up an employee stock ownership plan so that the folks who work in each farm will have a 10% ownership that they get as a gift, and they will have an ESOP plan that they can buy us out over 5 years or whatever it is. So the whole idea is to empower and create a new crop of compassionate capitalists. So what would be successful for me in 3 to 10 years is that I know that I've created a new crop of compassionate capitalists.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So we're in 2020, obviously, here. Hopefully in the end of 2021, these will not be, but with the challenges of COVID,
yeah.
How has that impacted
Well,
your
it's
business?
impacted us because we had to change our business model. We were going to initially sell to restaurants, and that whole market dried up on March 16th. We are now selling farm to table. Obviously, investors got very nervous because nobody knows what it is. So confidence building is really the most important measure that I do. And just the fact that we are alive here now gives people think, okay, well, they didn't die. So many people have died. And one thing they realize is the insecurity of the food system. People didn't realize where food came from. And I think people realize having food grown locally maybe gives them a sense of security. It makes them feel better.
Right. Good. Ajit, thank you very much. Just such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
And I'll give you a virtual